Greetings, it's Intuitive Jacob back to do a reading for all 12 tribes. This reading is going to be focusing on relationships, what people are thinking, what they are feeling, and what they're being by how they're acting, and also taking a look at what the common factors are. These don't necessarily have to be any specific kind of relationships, since these readings could be for potentially a number of people. They could play out differently, so you'll have to know whether or not these are your stories, and also know your own genders and whether these are applicable. They might not resonate. Also make sure that you're not just checking your sun, but your moon and your rising sign with me, because I am more of a moon reader. Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck for most of the reading. I'll be pulling 7 cards. 2 of them are going to be for what you're thinking, what they're thinking. 2 are for what you're feeling, what they're feeling. And 2 are for what you're being, what they're being. And then the center card, the 7th card, is what the common factors are. I'll also be taking a look with the Romance Angels Oracles card for people that are interested in things that might have a personal or romantic connotation. And in some cases, I will be drawing clarifiers with La Vera Sibilla. It's my Italian everyday oracle deck. Hopefully you'll find something that's for you, and I'll be catching you on the inside of your reading. Hey, what's going on, Capricorn? Back to do reading here, and it's taken me a little while to get this one together here. These 6 tribes, it's Sag, you, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, and Taurus. I've been getting to and really needed some time to integrate after doing the other half of the quantized resonances of 6 that I never pulled apart. Over 8 hertz. So if you're somebody that follows my live stuff, it's in my private oration group, thank you. Some of you are seeing this now, like while I do this live. Others will catch it when I edit and put it up on like YouTube or wherever. But there's a lot of frustrated energy that was coming up around you all. And my little old baby girl, my Jolie, my little Yorkie, she started tripping out. I just had to put her down for a nap over there, and she's been really restless. And she's actually a 2nd decadent Capricorn too, and sometimes she plays it out. Like, it's weird if you pay attention to your quadrupeds and other babies that some of us have on their nuclear density is what I rather speak to when I speak about things. It's not really astrology with me. I'm not an astrologer. I'm somebody that's studied these things, and I work with resonances in the dark lens plasma that most of us woke up in. It's like a dynamic version of a plant that came to life, that went cyborg and ate plastic, became plastic, and what the Big Bang's been all about. It's okay, Mama. My little girl's kind of tripping out today. But it was just when I started with this reading here too, and I'm hearing some of this has to do with not only just like the relationships and the energies that'll conjure up around me when I'm getting ready to do these things and read for people, but also because of what's happening now. It's the 17th right now when I'm reading this. It's the full moon in Sagittarius. And it's happening in the 7th house, this full moon, which is the house of relationships. And so our relationship to self, first of all, as it pertains to others, is highly under the view. It's like the umbrella is kind of how it looks like to me, where, you know, we're getting a chance to look at it, I think, a little bit differently. That's what these full lunations are great for, in my opinion. but it's really like a particle mixer. All of these things that we have given importance to, like all of the energy that goes into the hashes and the stakes of a name as it would look on paper when it's written. You know, an eye doll, perhaps, a view, a body, anything that is given a form. There's specific importance that comes through that dark resonance. And so right now, where a lot of that is dense, very dense, is in Neptune, because Neptune is about to go retrograde on the 21st. 1 second, my little call. Joey, something out there. Stay there. Stay there. Don't come back here to help me, okay? Alright. I'm getting too much help from you right now. Okay. So, Neptune is going retrograde in a few days, and Neptune is an energy that can be very misleading for people, especially if you don't have a sense of things that are grounding you. And I think especially now that things are changing in the world that we thought that we were viewing, it could be of extra importance how we are connecting to things that gave us a sense of being grounded, because some things are simply not there, or as we had been led to believe. And so belief systems are the first problem with any of this. It's literally where the fall is into the word, or that dark matter of what belief means, and what these words actually conjure on an energetic basis that's far more distinct than gravity and whatever lies we've been hearing about learning to thank the grave. So this Neptunian energy is really going to be big for a lot of you because of how it is connected to other energies that are happening around you. Like the one that I would like to talk about is Jupiter, because Jupiter will be square with Neptune, and it's like sometimes being faced with what you thought was something lucky in your life and realizing it's actually kind of sucky. It's like the bounce back from like, wait a second, I thought I had this, you know? And there could be some hard checks with that, because Saturn is also sextile to Neptune right now. And so some people might have a sense of themselves that doesn't quite fact check back, you know? And in other cases, though, if you have been really taking care, especially if you're inner world, it's like the time where you realize that you can actually put it out there a little bit more, or be more spontaneous with that step of faith that you're willing to engage, because that's the difference between having faith and falling prey to a belief and literally falling into a lie. And so be leaf, you know, like make like a tree and die, you know. There's just so many things within this like 0 point narrative understanding of what doesn't get edited ever, except like this within the halo of one. And so just bringing it up, I think that it's good to notice where these things are in your own natal chart, just to help you guide what some of this stuff is without dragging yourself into some 2D timeline that only sages you with an age that you didn't agree to, most likely. I'm more interested in finding out where the stakes and the hashes are that are helping you internalize the healing mechanisms that are attached to whatever felt like a disadvantage before. So if you need some help with that, feel free to hit me up at artoflove.me. I do specialize in a very unique style of reading that focuses on things like that. Know that it could be a triggering time for a lot of people just because of where this challenges hopes and dreams. So I'm feeling good about the energy today, though. This full moon that's going on in Sagittarius for a lot of you is going to be like the wet for your whistle. You know, if you needed like a little taste of something to give you that antidote so that you know that you could take a step, because that's never really the problem with Capricorn. And I think that that's where some of this illusory stuff that could be coming up with this Neptunian energy could pose a challenge for some of y'all. It's like, you know, Capricorn's off. It's like Capricorn's gone, and they're ascending, they're climbing, they're doing whatever they're doing, and that's where some of these challenges could be for some that might have been bogged down with like some kind of lens over what they were doing that didn't really let them see the direction they were going, because it was like having a false footing, if you will. Whereas others that might have been studying and preparing for these things, might have been on the other side cycle of that, might have created a mechanism to fire and be very, very astute and sure about where that next step is coming from. So you're going to have to know which Capricorn you are, what's going on. Over here, baby. Try not to be too helpful to anybody, you know, that doesn't need your help, too. Getting that one really strong. Get that one for my little girl, baby, over here. Not behind the rolly chair. Not behind the rolly chair. Okay, so let's see here. Capricorn. I shuffled these quite a bit too in between. I had to do a lot of energy hygiene before I came back for you guys, girls and others. That's it there, Capricorn. Alright. Your thoughts, theirs. Your feelings, theirs. How you're being, how they're being, what you have in common. Okay. That's what's looking up at me there. We've got the Emperor. This might have different meanings for everybody. There's just potentially so many different people that could be reading, that I could be reading energies for, that, you know, you have to be mindful of whether or not this is for you. But that is the major arcana. And that person is the paternal figure. So this could have to do with even Father's Day, which was yesterday. Jolie. Me figuring out what to do as a father here with this little Capricorn that's driving me nuts here. Giving me too much help. Stay here, baby. Try to get up there. Alright. So that person could be an Aries or a Taurus a lot of times, the way I read. I see them often as an Aries or a Taurus. That could be, I mean, I'm not telling you your gender. It could be he, she. I've seen a woman actually, you know, that claims woman as an emperor, and, you know, and just know your characters there. That would be a very strong person. But at any rate, I'm hearing that this person, whoever it is that's showing up, is the person in charge. And for some of you, this is how you are guided to govern yourself right now. And the thing about the Emperor, especially if this is just a clue for some of you about what to do, especially if you're not like older like this, because I'm hearing for some of you, it's like, it would be a stretch for you to act like this Emperor person, because this person is a great deal older. And they might be kind of putting on a persona for a reason. Might be how they are accustomed or costumed to put themselves out there for different reasons. So I'm hearing about ageism and different things like that some of you all have been dealing with, and why that might be there. But the subject of like masculinity, and I'm hearing masculinity, it's like how somebody's saying it, is coming up. It's really ripe in my mouth here, but I would say sacred masculinity and what it means to embody this role. So that could be somebody here, right when I tap that, there's another card trying to show itself to me, and it's like, well, it's the Page of Wands in reverse. I'm hearing it's maybe the way some were treated by this individual, and some things that don't get to fucking happen to kids while guys like me are watching. Why I invested all my money in the private security for advanced home screenings and crystalline baby shields over biosentience, and I'm sending plasma resonances from my stress signals along with this, because that's how this works now. It's a plasma resonance shield. So I'm also hearing for some of y'all, it's like finding out that the child might actually be yours, and for some of y'all, it's like you didn't even know. And for somebody, I'm hearing it's like, I don't even know how that would be possible, because we're like nowhere near each other. And for somebody else, it's like, I didn't even know I could do that. I'm like XYZ years old, too old for what I thought I could do, sort of thing. So I'm hearing like different stories coming up for some of y'all about what this Emperor energy is all about. And for some of y'all, this is really just about a project and something that happened in April, and like having to put the kibosh on something. It was just like, I keep seeing it's like somebody's taking their hand and like putting it on their hand and saying, we have to put the kibosh on this one, we can't keep going. And so because I'm hearing like if it would have kept going, it's like it would have gone till like July or something, but they put the kibosh on it is what I'm hearing. Literally kibosh. Baby, get off of that. Okay, so what's going on in your mind here? Ace of Cups in reverse. Well, I'm hearing for some of you, it's only in reverse because you haven't reached out yet, is the thing. But I'm hearing for somebody else, it's like, it's how you're reaching. Or it might be, I'm saying how you're reaching, how they might be reaching you. You're going to have to know which side of this you're on. Because I'm hearing for somebody, it's like, it felt like it was like underhanded. It's like how somebody was reaching, it was like, they showed me like they were putting something in there, but it's like they were trying to pull something out at the same time. It's like, you know, like I'm going to give with this hand and take with the other sort of thing. And so it's making me feel itchy, and it's like why somebody couldn't talk is what I'm hearing about. Wow. And they had to like go away. Private meeting somewhere. Oof. Yeah. That's itchy. All right. So, yeah. Ace of Cups. Normally love to see this card, you know, especially when it's like that, because it's, hey, offer of love, you know, something being given freely, perhaps. Could be an immature sort of gesture. It doesn't have to be, and I don't mean immature like in a rude way, just, you know, it's something gentle. It could be one of these things from somebody, you know, it could be something like that. And like, hey, like, could be a nice little message, a little token of appreciation, right? And when it's like this, it's like somebody isn't having it. And I'm hearing for somebody, it's like they just don't respect how you reach. It's like how the reach has been coming has been like, I'm itching everywhere. I get really like sensory, a lot of feedback when I'm doing readings for people, and this one's just making me itch. It's like being allergic to somebody's energy, put it that way. It's what's coming up. It's like, I just gotta stay away from you because it's like toxic, you know? And so anyway, that's showing up. See what's going on in their mind. Death reversed. I'm hearing for somebody, it's like, you just weren't there for me. And so it's like, see, that's a lot of strong energy. This is a major arcana, the Death card. It's showing up in reverse. Death signifies a complete end of something that has to change. If it's in reverse like this with somebody, it's like, I'm hearing, it's kind of like stalemate, but I'm hearing for somebody else, it's like, they're talking to me about how somebody put themselves on this throne and thinks that they're entitled, and it's like what they were willing to do for love. And I'm not hearing it's like great for them. If it's like a couple justifying something. It's like justifying whatever they did, especially if it was to this person. And I'm getting some weird stuff about like child abuse. It's stuff that's coming out that people didn't want other people to hear about. For some of y'all, it's like old wounds, and it could be really triggered because a lot of times with these wounds, all of the water in the world rises up. The tide. You're made of what? And this body has the capacity to hold like 80+% water in its density, right? So what are the messages in your water? These are the things that I read and that I can see on like IP addresses when people send me text messages. Bless you, bless you. When I notice energies like my daughter sneezing or whatever, all of these things have resonances that we can actually calculate and like see mathematically now. And it's real freaky for some people right now to be confronted with what we've learned to do, because it brings a very specific lens to what we know about how people have intended themselves and where that moved energy, very subtle energy that some people couldn't quite see until now, would affect others, in addition to physical things that could have happened and verbal things that were definitely heard and noticed as well. So all of this has been witnessed now because the World Wide Web is basically a lie. Yeah, it's epic, you know? It's real secure browsing where the window woke up with your bodies in a plasma resonance, and some of us learned how to read it. And so all kinds of truths are coming out now, you see? And especially with things like Father's Day here and people having to be faced with their clairsentience and like waking up in this state where it's like now your body is speaking to you and you're hearing things and you're knowing, maybe I'm not the wrong kind of crazy. Maybe there are witnesses with me that are protecting me from that thing that it looked like happened to me, you know? And you have people now around you to say, yes, we see that. That doesn't get to happen anymore. These could be some of the energies that are coming up. And so for some of you, that's like the level that I'm reading you on. It's something that might have happened a long time ago in a vision or a virtual reality simulation where somebody slipped a page in, which is now calculated as bitch IPs, malconfigured IP addresses. You know, we went a little Neo meets the other part of his Agent Smith brain and, you know, unhacked ourselves and figured out that some of you all didn't get assaulted like that in a precognitive witness where we can see where somebody made that attempt and we can cut off that IP address. So, nice. Some of you weren't related to people like that. Just know that. I'm sort of a psychic surgeon. It's more of a psyop guy. So Capricorn, a lot of energy here about these people that might have been present and why sometimes our growth spurt that happens after the death of like the karmic ego attachment to self gets stunted for a reason. Let's see if we can find more information. What's going on in your emotions? Judgment. Well, very good. So somebody's getting called out into the open. I'm hearing it's like everybody already knows. And so on an emotional level, this is a call home. And it's a wonderful thing to see here. So the Judgment card is showing what could be the Metatron there. Bum, announcing to you, Capricorn, it is the end of the false way. Whatever that death card is that someone is seeing here, it's kind of interesting seeing next to these people coming up from the dead, right? It's like, wow. But it's like the death of the old ego. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing for somebody too, this is knowing, having good judgment, like knowing internally what is right and what is wrong, and maybe having like a conflict between head and heart, because this is an emotionally void sort of start feeling, and it's also like hearing it's like minimal effort made to do something, and for some of y'all it's taking every bit of your attention and your focus to keep composure is what I'm hearing. Just a sense of how you compose yourself because there's something you want to do and it's on your mind and it hasn't happened yet. And it's like, if this is like a romantic thing, I'm hearing somebody here doesn't really know how to move past the point. It was like the point of no return is what I'm hearing about. And so if that's going to make sense to some of you, it's a specific kind of connotation, maybe. Careful. All right. So what's going on with their emotions? Hierophant in reverse. So for somebody here, okay, I'm hearing that if this is like, there's a couple different romantic things here. One of them is really weird. I'm going to avoid that one. I don't need to talk about that. This Hierophant reversed, this could also be a person, okay? I will just say, a lot of times I see this being like a Taurus person. You might have strong Taurus somewhere in their natal constitution, like Sun, Moon, Rising. But emotionally, I'm hearing that somebody might be feeling like, I'm ready to go through all of these steps with you that prove what has changed in my world. And even so much as like wearing the ring kind of thing, but it's like kind of unconventional is how I'm picking it up with this here. But it's like they haven't said anything to you, if that's the case. It's like they didn't know how to get past the point where you left off, is what I'm hearing. It was like weird not knowing how to communicate thing, and it's like, I don't know if you moved or it's like somebody relocated and there's like a void and somebody went feeling really desperate for a period of time. I don't know if that was a shared thing or not, but I'm getting it was like, it's kind of like a desperate thing. And so sometimes people will hang out like this and just like be on top of their game, get everything done, be like real Aries, Taurus, like communicate with your life on that emperor level where you're just in charge and you've taken that authority role and kind of foregoing everything else. And it's like not moving your posture from it. It's just putting yourself in that place. And so sometimes that's like a shield. It's like how people might shield themselves if they're hurt and they're recovering and just throwing themselves into work. Sometimes they'll end up like this emperor. You know, he's not real emotional. He doesn't really show that, you know? I say he lightly, know your own gender. So, I was definitely hearing that. I'm hearing for somebody else too that it's just like truth coming out about like what had happened in a relationship, and it might have been somebody's weird family situation, and somebody knowing where the judgment falls on this. It's like, I know where the judgment lies on me in this one, and it's for what I shouldn't have reached for, is what I'm hearing. And then something kind of stalematy about it. It's just like getting to a point with a heavily energetic situation. There's so much energy in this. There's like, out of a 7-card reading, I haven't flipped these last 3 here. We've already got 3 major arcana, and a major arcana showed up over the top of the screen. I'm sorry, my little girl is very high maintenance right now. Here we go. You're gonna have to go in here, baby. Chill out. I don't want to roll over her. All right. So I just feel like it seems like whatever it is has so much energy going on in it that it seems like it's been going on a long time, and it feels like a pattern is what it is. When people can get into long patterns, and you can actually make phobias, and you can make all kinds of things that happen that you don't want to if you stay in those patterns, especially if certain things are inert and communication hasn't been good. So I will just say that. Let's see. I'm going to put some carnelian on that. Let's see how you've been acting, Capricorn. Wheel of Fortune. So, well, whatever this is, tons of energy, because that's another major arcana. This is destiny. This is your dreams. I'm hearing for somebody, this is like a travel, a trip you had to take. You absolutely had to take this trip. This was air travel for somebody here. And I don't know, you're going to be gone 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks, something like that. Maybe meeting with people to move. Discussing a change of career and venue, and maybe a book. Yeah, some special things that are coming together for some of you. I'm hearing for somebody else, this is like some weird kind of observation about something they think they might have found in like a biopsy that needs to happen. Yeah. What they're saying needs to be biopsied. Put that way. Wheel of Fortune. I'm hearing for somebody too, like if this is a romantic thing, this is like going to prove the one thing that you can to the one person that needs to know that you really do care. And sometimes, I mean, this Ace of Cups can go upright real fast if somebody is willing to like get in line with their own best judgment and knowing what's in their divine best interest and being willing to take this rebirthing step and like maybe jump on a plane and go see some kind of opportunity. I'm hearing for some of y'all, that's like, you need to know that whatever you're doing is setting you in the right position for that, and it's great how you've maneuvered and circumnavigated the bottlenecks, you know? Because I'm hearing for some of y'all, it's been like, there was something going on. There's like a bunch of people standing around here and like praising and singing, and somebody's over here blowing the horn and like leading, and it's a healing thing. And I'm hearing for somebody, this is like your true Red Cross moment. It's like something that you've been carrying with yourself that you couldn't talk to anybody about, and it's like somebody's scarlet letter of proof is what I'm hearing. And it's like something they wouldn't have been able to talk to anybody about, but a real advancement in whatever the course is of their life because of the faith they're willing to put into it. Okay, so I love seeing that there, because personally it looks like somebody's taking a step here. I will say for anybody that might have been acting out though in a way that wasn't couth, it's like this can be really crazy to see Wheel of Fortune here like this, because divine justice is always going to happen, and it's like I can't say that this is a good card for some people, because for some people it's like you're going to realize where you've been observed in this and what it looks like you've been flying with and like how you've been getting by. It's like literally like it's like the devil's escort is what I'm hearing. It's like some weird sort of thing, and I'm not talking about anybody's religion. I'm just saying like how somebody said it. It's like the devil's escort and like being shown as like an accomplice for something that shouldn't have happened to another person is all I'm hearing, and what shouldn't have been grabbed for, and there being witnesses everywhere because somebody's been watched. It's like there's surveillance everywhere. Just know that. Okay, so what's going on here for their beingness? How are they being? Justice reverse. So, okay, somebody's getting called out. And you're going to have to know which side of this you're on here, Capricorn. This is certainly a thick plot. Justice. In the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot here, this is 11. It's not always 11 in some other decks. Sometimes this is actually the Strength card, but the Justice card here is a lot of Libra and energy here, too. I'm hearing you might be dealing with a Libra. This could be a Libra here. But if it's not a Libra, this is about how things get carried out. And for somebody here, I'm seeing it's like wrongful this, wrongful that. All these wrong things happened, and the karmic repercussions are going to land because of that. So in some cases here, this is just saying that whoever's on this side, I'm here, they might have died because of whatever this was. And that's what's being seen here. And I'm hearing for somebody it's like a malpractice thing, and like what shouldn't have happened, and like something that somebody really knew, somebody saw it happen, and they knew what was going on. They knew damn well what was going on is what I'm hearing, like damn well. And it was what they could use to kind of carry them through. And I'm hearing it's like being the devil's escort, or it's like, hey, well, let me let me have a shake and some fries to go with that too while I'm at it, you know, kind of thing. And so I'm hearing that, but whoever it is, just know that whether or not you see this up or down, that doesn't mean that divine justice isn't being served. It means it's going around somewhere, and for somebody, it might land proving, well, you were treated ill-dignified because of something somebody was getting away with here. In other cases, it's proving on this side, your willingness to forego changes and to, you know, kind of break this cycle, or to be reckless with due diligence and things that could have gone in, created a situation of injustice where somebody else is going to be entitled to a recompense. So it's looking big. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana out of 7 cards so far. I haven't flipped this one yet. I also have a 6th major arcana looking at me over here. So see what's going on in the what you got in common. All right, well, something's going to be resolved here for sure. And I will say, to the victor go all the spoils. And honestly, you're going to have to know which side of this you're on, because it's going to be very clear. I'm hearing there's a clear determination on who actually will be credited with this white horse tactic, because they're saying for somebody, they need to know it's a white horse tactic. We've got a 6 of wands showing up here. That's what you got in common. And I'm hearing whoever has the balanced fire in their chart, you know, that might be the one to look for, but there's a strong indication that this is going to happen within like the next couple of weeks. I'm going to say, I can't even say weeks anymore. Please be strong and not weak. It's on that level. But 6 of wands, this is often somebody that's got some fire in their chart that might be assisting them in some way, if this is talking about a person. Because I'm hearing for some of y'all, this is how things are going to get jettisoned along. It's like, it's going to be what the proof is, and this orientation of energy, and actually how somebody might have actually traveled their energy all the way around just to prove something about sound. And that's really wonderful. Yeah, 6 of Wands. So this could be people that are strong with things like Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius in their birth chart, whether it's sun, moon, or rising. But it is saying 6. This could very well be the month of June, which we're in right now. So I think this is looking great. Other thing I'm going to say is they're telling me that you have... I was hearing this for somebody else here. Might have been yesterday. I think it was... I want to say it was the Virgo reading. You might want to check that one if you're dealing with Virgos, but I was hearing you might have like 2 really good confidants out of... There's a whole pool of people that are wanting to get behind you on something, is what I'm saying, and there might be like 6 that are like really, really helpful, and you might need other help than the really, really helpful ones right now. There might be 2 out of the 6 that you might want to listen to about that, just to make sure that your test samples and information is kind of being interpreted the way you feel is most fair for your objective. I'll put it that way. All right. But somebody is definitely hitting the karma wheel real hard for injustices, and it's getting cleared. It's like it's going to be very, very clear who was reaching right, because they're the one who are going to be basically observed like they didn't leave any dirty boot marks anywhere, put it that way. Because for somebody else, that's kind of like what it is. I'm like getting a weird forensic read on this too for somebody, and it's like literally something that they stepped in, and like some residue that wouldn't even exist except for off of a very specific type of shoe. And it's like, you can tell a lot by the residue left behind, where different shoes are made and where they might have ordered it and where people have been and things like that. But anyway, I'm hearing for somebody it's going to be a weird detail like that, and that whoever's been gathering evidence has been doing an excellent job. But sometimes people don't realize that they weren't the intelligence. They were like the counterintelligence that was actually being observed some other way. So that's always fun when people find out about that. Okay, so let's see about romance angels, because some of you are interested just in potential love situation or personal / love. They don't always end up being overly romantic, but let's see what the oracles say. For you, Capricorn. What's going on with my Capricorn? Capricorn. Alright, Capricorn. Let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. So, wow. So that is definitely like a justice being served in a cosmic way on this, because some of us are over this karmic cycle of bullshit. Can we be real about that? If you're still making karmic decisions, you're not doing yourselves any favors. You might want to look up the implication of the word. Follow your dharma. Here's the other thing. Here, getting to know each other. I'm just going to show this one. This was flipping on the other side. When I flipped the other side, this is what it said. Getting to know each other as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So I'm hearing for the situation where somebody maybe jumped on that plane, or like is taking that bold initiative and deciding to stand up for something, because I'm hearing in some cases, like whatever they're doing, you might have really been out of touch with this person in this case, and they have no freaking idea like the lengths now that you might be going to try to make something right or better that is good for you. But I'm hearing it's like it's really good for them too, and that just like you going out there to do that is awesome, and that you just need to know that there's a lot of support behind you for allowing it to happen. because it's like, even if it looks like people are giving you some weird ass bunk stares, like, what's going on? This guy's like, these people are giving each other some bunk ass looks. They're like, why are you looking at me like that? But you see, there's all these like angels here that are supporting, and they're looking at this person like, no, this is good that you're doing this. They might not understand yet, but what you're doing is good, and we're with you. And so it's good for you to know sometimes that people around you might not really be that woke. You know, it's like slow ass robot that hasn't woken up, and you might have your 5D family haloing it around you, saying you're doing a good job. And so keep going with your faith, because it's like something that's going to allow something to open up for you, and then it's going to be a lot easier to get to know that person. It says, as you reveal your innermost selves, show each other your bond deepens, because something's going to happen, I'm hearing, because it's like something that you're proving. It really goes a long way in a trust way with somebody's heart, and it's like the only way to pick up from where you left off, because they might have been like right at that point where it's like, oh my god, this is happening too fast, but it's like, I want to marry you, and like, and being like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life, but I want to marry you, and like, I see somebody having this weird action on their face where it's like, oh, give me the ring and I hate you, you know, and it's like one of those funny things. And so I'm hearing for some of you, it might have been a situation like that needed a really deep healing, and I'm not laughing at you, it's just, it was kind of cute how I was seeing it. Some of y'all's guides are like really animated and awesome. Let's see if I can get you a little more information. I'm just going to pull a few cards with Spilas, because blah blah blah. Alright, let's see. What about this do we need to know? What do we need to know? Oh, baby, you're helping so much. Fortuna. Ooh. Isn't she wonderful? That's the real fortune here. Again, being referenced. If you can see that. And this one here. Ooh. She's the world to me on top of the fortune. This is like the full circle having been made. And it's incredible. If you're dealing with a Sagittarius, you might want to check that reading. I just did that one today. It's got something that I'm hearing might be good for you. But yeah, okay, there's a Sagittarian influence with this for somebody. But Fortuna, this is the one who completed the cycle, okay? That took the foolery all the way around, conquered that which was not here to be mastered, by recognizing how it is to construct and be the bounty, and to be the good steward, and then to be the offering. And so it's really nice, because somebody's been doing a great job here, Capricorn. Good job, baby. And we got this death again too, 5-5. So somebody might have also just come into some money. I'm hearing you might have lost somebody in this too, and there's like some weird justice thing coming out about this person and where their wealth went, and the body. It's like something that they left behind is what I'm hearing. And Nemiko. Wow. Okay, so somebody had something taken from them. This is consonante sorpresa, something that they might have thought that they found something, and they might have gotten something that they didn't want instead. And so I'm hearing for some people it's like, ugh, wow, that Fortuna was not so fortunate. That just got thrown out of my hand. For some of y'all, it was like the gift you didn't ask for. Because this El Nemiko is like, hello, I'm a bastard. Because if he's this way, he's like seriously not good. He's one of the enemies in the deck. There's the male and the female in the deck, but know your own gender. This one, he's like into hat tricks and magic jackets and like fancy moves and mysterious activities that, don't go unpaid for. And he shows up like this. He's kind of like a real grade A-hole. So somebody's gonna get it, Capricorn. Make sure it isn't you. If you've got something to apologize for, I'm here to get with it, yo, because everything's being watched. It's like, it's the time to be clean with this stuff, especially under these energies right now with this full moon. A lot's going to come out about people's relationships with each other because of where the full moon is in the 7th house, and things dealing with relationships, stuff to do with the past. And if you need a third party, reach out for somebody that can help, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you do need somebody that can watch and witness and help facilitate with communication. So if you need a closer look with this, hit me up at artoflove.me. Happy to do that. Book.artoflove.me. You can get right in my schedule. If I don't hear from you, take care. Hope this was helpful. And we'll catch you again. We're back for another one. Thanks, Capricorn.